friends, welcome back. It is a lovely Friday afternoon. I took a half day from work, jumped in the car and headed up to Minnesota's North Shore. I diverted along the way to stop at Jay Cooke State Park. I am currently standing on the infamous swinging bridge with the beautiful St. Louis River flowing below here. I just stopped to stretch my legs after that long walk. I'm gonna walk around, take a few pictures, then jump back in the car and head to Duluth, where I will be staying at a base camp for the weekend. I will check back in when I get there and I'll fill you in with what I've planned for the weekend. To the base camp, and I have already set up shop with everything, as I like to do. So when I was on my way here, I got a text that they actually upgraded me. I was in a single queen and they upgraded me to a queen plus twin, which I was like, that is fantastic because I love laying all of my stuff out like a psychopath. You can see here, so I just got my clothing bag. Love this bag, by the way. It's the Tobic bags. Oh, they're amazing. So what I like to do is I like to lay all of my stuff out. So I have all my gear laid out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up my bag for tomorrow and I can show you what's going in it. So before going through the gear, I can share a little bit about the base camp. So it is right off 35W. I can actually see the exit from 35W from the window here, so it's really convenient to get to. They have 2 parking spots right on the side so that you can unload all of your stuff and then you go park across the street where you have an assigned parking space for your room. My room is the Cascade, which again, I was upgraded. I think I was in the Lester room originally, and then now in the Cascade, which is the extra room was very nice to have. Pretty easy to come in and unload. You use an app to unlock the doors, the side door. And then there is, up on the top here, there's a couple different community spaces and then a nice long table where you can sit and work at or journal. And then there was a refrigerator and coffee station. There are 4 large bathrooms with a shower and toilet in them up here, so that was really nice. And then after I parked my car across the street and walked over, I went down into the main floor, which has a gift shop, and then you can also access the upstairs to the hostel area, and then there is also a bar down there. As you can see, I've already made myself very cozy. I showed you I got my gear set up. I just need to set things up. I have to have everything set up so I know where everything is and everything is accessible and I'm ready for the next thing. So I already did some rearranging. You get a cooler with the room that you can bring on your adventures and then bring back. They also offer like additional things where you can have them stocked with drinks and things. But I went and moved the lamp over. I moved this over so I could have a nightstand, charging station, and then I set up my stuff for coffee in the morning, so it's ready to go. Plan for this weekend, it is Friday. Tonight I'm just gonna get my stuff ready. I'll go through the gear that I'm gonna bring out tomorrow when I go and pack that. And then I'm probably gonna head down. This is in the Lincoln Park area, and I'm gonna probably head down to one of the restaurants down there and grab dinner. That will be my night for tonight. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up early and I'm gonna head up the shore. I have a couple different plans. It's really cold out. It's probably gonna only be like 10 to 15 for the high, and the feels like is gonna be like negative 15. So I have a few different plans to just see how I do. I'd like to get a longer hike in tomorrow. So the plan would be to head up the shore, go to Palisade Head, and then go do a longer hike at Bean and Bear. If I do Palisade Head and I just am like, no, there's no way I can spend all day out here, I have other plans to go to shorter hikes within Tettegouche, and then maybe up to Split Rock or Gooseberry. So I have a plan A, I have a plan B. Then tomorrow I plan to go over to the Wisconsin side and go to Pattison and Amnicon Falls. I love Amnicon Falls, and it's just, you can park and there's a bunch of little waterfalls right in that area, very short hikes. And then Pattison has the tallest waterfall in Wisconsin with Big Manitou Falls. So I have options, but that's kind of a rough outline of my plan. Let's look at what's going on with me tomorrow. So first, one of the things that I like to do when I'm packing for a trip is I have a gear room at home, and I like to take a large tote and I just like to chuck stuff in there. So I can start by picking the bag that I want. For this trip, I grabbed the snowshoes off the wall. I make sure my batteries are charged and I can charge them. I have a little charging station above my sleeping bags. And then it's easy access to just grab things out of the bins. I typically go through each of the bins and I have them categorized and just look for things I may need, chuck them into the bin, and then I can grab my emergency tent, sleeping bag, ice cleats, poles. Again, everything just goes into the bin. You just may have noticed, if you're observant, something going on in the top right of my wall. This last summer, the gas company came in to move my gas meter from the basement to outside, and it was supposed to be a 10-minute thing to do, but old houses, how it always goes, is they couldn't get the pipe through. So the solution is that they had to put a hole right up in the top corner of my wall. I am not handy. I do not know how to fix this, especially it's like a corner, which seems like it's going to be complex to fix. So what did I do? I decided to take my son's rejected stuffed animals and create a nice little woodland scene up in the corner, because I would rather look at that than a big gaping hole in my wall. It drives me crazy every time I see it. When life gives you lemons, just make a little woodland scene. It'll be fine. Follow me for more DIY tips. Back to the trip. So here's what's going in my pack. So I have my Asia 48 Overkill. This is a pretty big bag to bring out, but this is very comfortable for me. I can stuff stuff in, and when you're hiking and starting to possibly sweat, you're gonna have to kind of be swapping out layers, things like that. So I just wanted extra room, and plus I'm not sure if I'm gonna need my snowshoes. I'm gonna go test it out and see. This is some of the trails are well-traveled trails, so they might be packed down. They did get snow here this week. I'm just gonna make a game time call when I go, but of course they're coming with me. And then I'll bring, I got this little seat pad, $10 off Amazon. I went with the cheapie opposed to the Thermarest, which was like $32, but this is an upgrade for me because previously I was using my food warming bag, which was made out of Reflectix. It kind of doubled as a seat cushion. So this is actually an upgrade for me for this trip. Gonna bring my cook kit because I can make either hot chocolate, or I also have a hot lunch I can bring. Hand and toe warmers. These are gonna be my lifeline tomorrow. Have the toe warmers that are gonna go on my toes, of course. Have 2 heavy duty gloves that I'm gonna bring. I have my leather gloves that I'll bring. And then I also have these big guys that I can put the hot hands right in. So these will be the main gloves that I'll wear tomorrow. All right, we got the life tent and the emergency sleeping bag. These are going in there just in case. I got my awesome Hilltop Packs little charging bag, I guess you could call it, but it's got kind of a little divider, so it's perfect for putting my power banks in. You could put whatever in it, but that's what I got in there, is my power banks. I made a rookie mistake last night and I preloaded my car in the cold and left them sit out, so I'm glad that they actually held their charge. There's enough juice in here to get me through. Ice cleats, also going to be my lifeline tomorrow. I'm hoping to just get away with wearing ice cleats while I hike. First aid kit, headlamp. I also have a plan around freezing water. So what I'm gonna do is I made a little cozy for my Nalgene bottle. and I am going to fill this up with warm water in the morning. And then what I'll do is I could do two things. I could put it upside down in here like this, but what I'll probably end up doing is just putting the lid on here, and then I'll store it upside down in my backpack. So the reason to store it upside down is if you're going right side up and you're hiking and you're moving and water's sloshing and hitting up at the top, that water is going to freeze, and it's going to freeze so that you can't open this. So it will, to store it upside down, better idea. Hopefully short-ish hike, and having it upside down with warm water, I shouldn't even be concerned with freezing water. And that is my plan to go out tomorrow. So I will pack all of this up tonight, and then I'll go through in the morning what I'm actually gonna wear. I'm gonna do a game time call. I'm gonna layer up all my layers. Okay, I'm gonna get all of this packed up so it's ready to go, and then I'm just gonna relax for a little bit and figure out my next plan. Probably going to be heading to dinner, but we'll see what I feel like once I get all this stuff squared away. All bundled up and leaving the hostel right now to head down to Lincoln Park, and I am going to go find some dinner. I think I'm gonna go to OMC. I actually have never been there, and I've heard really good things. It stands for Oink Moo Cluck, so I think I'll definitely be able to find some protein there. If you're not familiar with the Lincoln Park area, there are so many restaurants, breweries, whiskey projects going on down here. Just in the short drive, like I can almost see the hostel. It's maybe a little over half a mile down, straight down this street. But I passed so many different breweries, cider, all the things. And there's so many restaurants down here. So it really is super convenient to get to anything you want in terms of food and drink. That was super good. I'm super full. I can't usually eat a lot in one sitting. I feel like I ate a lot. I feel like I just ingested like 150 grams of protein. I am going to sit back and relax here for a few minutes before I go to bed. It's later and I still feel really, really full. I've just been relaxing by the fire and kind of just going through my plans for tomorrow and thinking through some of the logistics. Even though I am so full, I can always fit chocolate in. I love to have treats every single night. I am a weird little human, and I have a little treat bowl that I make every night, and I mostly put the same things in it every night. And I brought my own little bowl and my treats to make my little mixed bowl here. So my favorite treat to have is I like to have mini marshmallows and chocolate chips, and I like having them mixed together, and I eat it as a Trash Panda trail mix. Then some nights like tonight when I'm on vacation, I like to add other things like giant chocolate covered raisins. Throw it in the pool. I have full-size peanut butter cups in here. They are the skinny dip cups. I love these things. They're so good. So I make my little bowl. So good. And then I just sit and eat it while I sit by the fire. And it's amazing. It's all about the mini ones, and something with mixing them with the chocolate. I don't know. It's pure bliss. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for me tonight. I'm just going to sit and relax a little bit more by my fire, and it's going to be lights out for me. I'll see you tomorrow. It is just before 4 a.m. I got up before my alarm even went off. I did not sleep great, but such is life. I think it might have snowed just a little bit out. I did hear plows out not too long ago, so coffee. get ready, and then I'm gonna go ahead to get even more coffee at my favorite coffee shop in Duluth, which is 190, and then it's gonna be head up the short time. Just pulling up to 190, and woo-wee is that wind whipping out there. It looked like Armageddon out there, the snow tornadoes just driving down the road to get here. It is howling out there. Because today happens to be 190's 4th birthday, so they are doing free coffee and cake all day. They're having a little birthday party celebration. So I got a free coffee for the road. It's gonna be a great, great day. We made it. Sunrise at Palisade Head. In my haste to get out of the car and get up here, yep, I did forget my ice cleats. Not terrible on the way up, but as soon as you get to the top of here and coming down, it is very icy. I took a spill coming down, which freaks me out because you go down, you're going over. But I took a spill up there and was very, very careful as I got close. It's just gorgeous up here. Lovely, but it placed my anxiety up here. I don't like the ice. I was behind the little brick wall and I was too scared to come out from behind it, so I was very safe about it. But man, does it kind of freak me out up here. I got some pictures and it is windy up here. It is time to get off of this rock and head to the next thing. To the car. Lessons were learned there. I forgot my ice cleats, so I fell 3 times. I will dream tonight about falling right off that cliff. I was nowhere near falling off. I went nowhere near where I could fall off, but I will sit and think about that over and over again tonight. All right, at the trailhead to go to Bean and Bear. It is windy, it is freezing cold. The feels like temperature is -5. I got my ice cleats on. I'm ready to get this hike underway. The snow is good. I'm glad I just have the cleats. I don't need snowshoes. People have been walking on here, so there is just kind of a narrower path. Snowshoes would be fine, but there's just not a lot of snow. So with the rock and stuff, just cleats are good. Everything is covered in ice though. I just keep kind of slow, fast, you know, to kind of regulate my temperature. I don't want to start sweating, and I just really don't want to be taking layers on and off. But everything's, again, perfect with these ice cleats over the snow and ice. Riddle me this one. So my son, his playground at school has been shut down for the last couple weeks. All the kids are stir crazy. It's a huge thing. They're trying to find ways to keep the kids busy. So it's a huge hubbub, big thing in his world. And we were driving home the other day. There's protests going on all over. There's a protest in Highland Park we were driving through. And he goes, "Mom, that sign says ice." And in his 7-year-old brain, he's wondering, why is everyone so mad that his playground is shut down and he's mad too, but he said this was just a lot, you know, that everyone's getting this mad that they're protesting on the corner. So I had to use it as a teachable moment to explain a little high level what's going on with the world, and that everyone was not out there angry about his playground. The loop where it branches off. You can go to the lakes and then you can keep going down the SHT, but you can do a loop down and back the other way. I've done both. I actually did the loop back one year when it was really wet and this trail was pretty destroyed. They actually, because this is like the most popular hiking trail up here, and people go to get to the lakes to get the picture with the two lakes. Been there, done that, love it. Highly trafficked trail, so they just did a restoration project, and I think I'm just about to hit the spot where it kind of, the trail widens up, and I can't see it here in the winter, but they really did a good job with it. This hike has just been so peaceful. The silence of winter. Again, this is like the most popular trail up here. I have it all to myself. At the trailhead, the only other vehicles that were there were trucks with beds, and there's snowmobile trails around here. So I don't think there's any other hikers out. There's no footprints. Unless they're going to be coming down from the other way, I don't expect really to see anyone. So it's been a real treat to have this trail to myself. Hiking trails you're familiar with in different seasons, it's a whole new trail. Things that you would never see in the other seasons when you have tree cover and things like that. It's so beautiful out here. Oh my God, I'm totally having a moment. Remember when I said that in the winter, things just look different? I'm already at Bean and Bear. So we have, let's drop my mitten here. Here's Bean, which was the first place we saw the people ice fishing and snowmobiling. And then this is Bear Lake here. This is one of the overlook spots. And then way off in the distance, there's another overlook there. So I'm not too far away from that. I feel like I'm gonna get my phone blasted out of my hand though. That wind just comes through ripping. As for us though, the skies might be clearing up. I just love seeing all the people out playing today. This winter wonderland. Hopped outside, man. Just do it. It's so gorgeous out here. You want to see how cold it is? My water bottles. My water's almost frozen, and I keep having to try to get water out the top. I can open it and get it, but as soon as I get over to the cliff, maybe I will. I'll get in and get my other water. So what completely threw me off to where I was is I don't remember passing by the Penn Creek site. I didn't see the sign, so maybe on the way back I'll see it, and I just, was ripping down the trail and completely missed it, clearly. Making me work for it now. To get to the cliff, you come all the way down by the lake and then go all the way back up. Lost the trail for a quick sec there. All of a sudden, the knee-deep snow gave me the indicator that I was in the wrong spot, heading straight up that cliff. I'm like, probably not the right way. gonna get off this rock. It is absolutely freezing up here. The wind is just howling. So I'm gonna go down to a little bit lower, and I think I'm gonna have a snack, maybe make some hot chocolate down there, check out my water situation. But I gotta get off this rock. Brr! I made the call to not stop and pull out my stove and do all that. I'm gonna do the hike out. I'm gonna see if Timber Coffee is still open. I'm hoping that they're open till 2 or 3 and that I can sneak in and maybe just get a hot chocolate there. That wind up on the rit, it has picked up. The sun is gone and it is just blasting. So when I get in the tree cover here, it's okay, but man, out in the exposed areas, you just feel like you're gonna get blown off. I almost missed it again. I passed and then I saw the bridge, which I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the little creek. And then I'm like, well, where is this spot? Then I backtracked a little bit and it is kind of tucked in here, so that's why I didn't see it. So I did a backpacking trip in the fall, girls backpacking trip, undocumented. I only did a reel on it, but we did a 30-mile stretch. Well, the plan was to do a 30-mile stretch starting north of here and then coming down and ending at the Penn Boulevard Trailhead, which is where I parked today. But as luck would have it, 3 of us, there was a group, we were a group of 5, 3 of us ended up jumping ahead and then hiking into this spot to set up camp, and then went to go meet the group at the Bean and Bear Overlook the next morning. But this was actually a nice little site. It's 500 feet down, so I have a lot of spots at that site. We had a pretty rough day on trail. It was a long day on trail, and my map skills. So there's kind of like a big horseshoe, and the campsite looks like it's on the other side of the horseshoe. So I kept thinking, where's the campsite? Where's the campsite? And then I realized it was on the other end. So I'm like, sorry, ladies. We got probably another 3/4 of a mile to go. And anyone who's had a rough day on trail knows how hard that is to hear when the sun is setting and you just need to get to camp and set up, that you have another 3/4 of a mile to go. Sorry about that. Starting to snow on us a little bit here. Got maybe a mile to get out. On the way here, when I did video at the same spot, you could see Lake Superior. It's right there. Can't see it now. Don't eat the yellow snow. Learned that one as a kid. I just ran into a pair that was heading to the overlook with their dog, aptly named Bear. I'm guessing the yellow snow was bears. Before they close to get some hot chocolate. Oh, it tastes so good. I also got their last cinnamon roll. Made it back to the hostel and I just took a shower so hot that I literally think my skin kind of was rolling off a little bit. Didn't feel hot after the hike, but after like cooling down kind of on the way back, I was like, I couldn't get warm enough. I had a great day of hiking, doing the sunrise at Palisade Head and then Bean and Bear. Man, did that ride back from up there back to Duluth suck. I always get so sleepy in the car, especially after not sleeping at night. I am going to relax for a little bit. It's pretty late in the day for me to take a nap, but I may just close my eyes for a few minutes and I will check in around dinner time. It is later and I have been so lazy just hanging out in my room watching YouTube videos. There is a group of guys who came up for the weekend just to kind of hang out and go to breweries, restaurants, and just hang out. But I heard them say that they were gonna go to maybe OMC tonight. I had gotten that coupon card when I was at 190 for their birthday, and I'm not going out tonight, so I peeked out and started talking with them. Super nice guys. One of them also has a YouTube channel and does like ghost hunting videos, so I just looked that up and subscribed. It's Orpha King ORFA King if you're into ghost hunting videos. But it was nice to just sit and chat with them and talk about hiking and stuff for a little bit. So it was really nice meeting you guys, and I hope you get all the things at OMC tonight and have a fun night on the town. I'm just gonna relax, eat some more food. Know that I'm gonna make a treat bowl with my mini marshmallows, my chocolate chips. That's happening here in a little bit. Today really was an amazing day on trail. I had a great time. I got gas towards the end, which I like, so it all worked out. Now it is time for me to rest and recover, hopefully rest and recover, and I will check back in with you guys tomorrow morning. Coffee, one of my favorite parts of the day. I just had some oatmeal, gonna have my coffee, watching more of my IBTAT 2019 through hike of the PCT, and then I'm gonna get everything packed up, get in the car, and I'm gonna head over to Amnicon Falls. Arrived at Amnicon Falls. Let's go check it out. This is such a fun spot to come to. I often come here to do picnics, and there's a campground and other trails, but what I like to do when I come here is there's like a little loop, like maybe a quarter mile around, and there's a bunch of little waterfalls to go to. So I'm gonna go walk around and do that and just enjoy this snowy morning. A lot more snow on this side of the river. Compared to all the places I was at yesterday, there's just a ton of snow here. Around the little loop here, and of course everything is frozen over. We'll see if we can see any of the little falls. So we're just approaching what would be Snake Pit Falls, but I don't think we'll be able to see anything. Such a gorgeous winter wonderland here. The trees are beautiful. All right, here we are, Snake Pit Falls. I can't even hear the water running. Actually right here is Snake Pit Falls. So normally there's a little waterfall flowing right down here. Fall number 7 down here. Also can't see. It is kind of fun. They have them numbered where the waterfalls correspond to, but there's like 8 or 9 little waterfalls all in this little circle. Just like that, we are back to the bridge, maybe a 1/10 of a mile around that circle, but it really was beautiful. It's such a winter wonderland here. I am going to head over to Pattison, and we're going to see the tallest waterfall in Wisconsin. Just a quick 25-minute jaunt over to Palisade State Park, and I am walking to go see Big Manitou Falls. Wisconsin's tallest waterfall, frozen over pretty darn good. It's beautiful though. It's time for me to head back to the city. That's going to be a wrap on this little winter wonderland trip. Thank you so much for coming along for the journey. Click subscribe to follow along on my future adventures. I hope to see you on the trail. Stay wild.